it's Jessica here from 5Alg. Today's training, we're going to be having a look at how to create an email template. To access the email templates area, select the admin icon from the far left-hand menu. You can select Site and then Templates, or to fast track, simply type in Email Templates or just the start of email, and Email Templates is one click away. To commence an email template, select Add and Add from Blank Template. This will allow you to start to create your email. Majority of you will want to send this email out to your clients, so you can save the recipient type as client. Other types include diary, campaign, task, and note, allowing you to send out these emails from different areas of Xplan and also use different syntax or coding within the template for those purposes. Within the brief description, this is what you're going to call your email template, and it's what's going to show up when you select it to send it against the client. So I'm going to call this Training Email Template. If it's a template that urgently needs to go out to your clients, or if you don't want to have trouble locating it alphabetically, you could type in a number at the start so it sits at the top of the list, which is going to come through alphabetically when you go to send this against your client or client database. The subject is what the client says. Some of you will have the opportunity to change the from address. This is not granted to everyone and is capability driven. If you do want to send it from a particular email address, follow along in the example below. So you're within the inverted commas, you'll put your business name, and inside the triangle brackets, you'll put your email address. The content is where you can put the body of your email. Now, you might want to address this to the client or the recipient. There's a way for you to generate syntax quite easily using the cross option, which is your Xplan email syntax. When you're sending this out to your client, the client is the recipient. So if you want to bring syntax that brings through recipient details, change it to recipient. A lot of the client fields sit under key details, so you will find that here in the list. Remember, key details with an S. And things like first name, surname, or salutation can be located. Majority of this list is alphabetical. A couple of things may be out of order because it's based on the field name, not the display name. But I'm looking here around S, and I should be able to find salutation. And that will bring through the salutation of the recipient. If I don't have the salutation, I can use something like first name. And if we show you that syntax, again, recipient, key details, and first name. If you are sending this out to a partner entity, as because they're the recipient, that will still come through with a first name. Be mindful though, you may not have salutations sitting against your partner entities, so sometimes first name is preferred if it's going to go out to both a client and a partner. You can then start to type in the body of your email template and your sign off. If you have multiple advisors, you can certainly sign off with the advisor's name. So you can do sender details, so there could be the sender's details, but a lot of the time you may have two advisors in your office and you want to send it from both, or have one email go out with the client's advisor's name at the bottom, not the business name or something like that. I'm going to show you a little trick here. All you need to do in between the recipient first name is put an extra full stop and then put client underscore advisor. So this will actually bring through the client's advisor's first name, and you can use that as well for their surname, which is the code is last name. All right, so that would mean, doesn't matter who the advisor is of the against the client, that advisor's first name and surname is going to come through. Okay, so you can use that hack or that little trick there with anything, including something like if you just want to put your say your mobile number or something like that. Or preferred phone number is actually probably easier. So the preferred number. So you can use the syntax of the recipient's preferred number, which sits under contact, and preferred phone or preferred email. You choose either. And again, using that hack, we're just going to add .client_advisor. Now looking at this, you'll notice it's a little bit grey on the screen, and the font color does default to grey. So we do recommend that you change that to black if you want it to stand out a little bit more. I would also suggest that you choose a font and font size, just to make sure that your email comes through as you'd expect. There's also a little syntax check here to make sure that the syntax that you've done works. Now the client advisor one will not work until you send it against a client. So don't worry if you get those errors. It's just because there is no client advisor at this point. Now you may also want to include your logo. If you do want to include your logo, you must first store your logo in the notes and documents area, or what is previously referred to as the document library. So I'm going to save my email template. I'm going to show you how you can come back to it. And then I'm going to go to my document library or notes and documents using the hubs icon. In here, hopefully you have a folder with your business name. If not, we recommend that you create one. And what I've done here is I've just put some email images into a folder. And I think might have some logos in here. So, here's one image of a logo just to show you what it looks like. If I wanted to put that logo or a business logo into my email template, as long as I've stored it in here, works exactly the same as a file note. Okay, so create a file note, put in your logo attachments. I'm going to go back to my email template. So I'm going to again type in email. Makes it really easy to quickly locate the email template area. And here is my email template. Now it's sitting at the top simply because it's in date order in this instance. All right. When we send it against the client, this is where the number is going to be very important. Now to add my logo, we're going to use our toolbar. I'm going to click on our image icon. We're going to browse our location and we're going to find our image. Now you can also use an image from your website if you've got a URL link. So you can do that as well. So this one here, just a logo to show you how the logos can come through. If you want to resize it, if it's a little bit wide, for example, lock down the height and width, and I might just make that 300 to resize slightly, and it will adjust accordingly. Okay, so here is our email template ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. To send out your email template, you can locate a client on Xplan and you can locate their email address in their contacts page. So we're going to go to key details, contact details. Anywhere where there is an email, you can click on that email address and simply load up your template. So here it is close to the top. Now I have saved a signature into my template, so my signature is going to come through at the bottom. Just be mindful of that. If you do have a signature in the system that you don't want, if you've built it into your email template, you can always remove it. Now when we do a preview at this stage, we should start seeing the advisor's name coming through, the preferred number coming through, the client salutation details coming through. If you want to send this to an additional recipient, you can access the recipients and clients area and you can add additional recipients. If you want to send this email off to a handful of clients, let's say I want to send it off to the entire Swift family, I've brought up a list of all of my clients. I simply select email, and I do recommend that you select email all excluding SMS. You don't want to accidentally pick up a client's SMS and send out a text message with an email. And again, same functionality, load up your template from that list. Now with the email template, there's a couple of little quick things that I'd like to show you in terms of some extra features. In essence though, that's pretty simple, straightforward. Email templates are automatically assigned to file notes. So typically most people are happy with that, but if you do want to change the way that the file note is saved or access to the email template, it's important that you do that from the miscellaneous tab. So at the moment, the email template is set to private, which means only this login can access it. If you want other people in your team to be able to access it, select share with my groups. If you're on your own Xplan site and you have the ability, you may like to just share it with everyone on your site. The other thing that you can do is set the file note type and subtype. So it might be an ASCII statement. So you can dictate how it saves the file note. The other things that you might want to do is insert tables or links to websites. So it's a table, you can use your icon here. So we might do 2 rows, 2 columns. I don't like borders particularly, but if you need borders, you can add them in, depending on what you're wanting to do. If you want to show it as a table, if you want to hide it from being a table but control the look and feel, you might turn the borders off. Cell spacing is the spacing between cells, and cell padding is the spacing inside the cell. I'm going to leave them on and show you the difference. I might make that one 2, make one 3, just to show you with the extremes. Typically with email templates, 600 to 800 pixels is a good width. So I'm going to do 600 wide. Okay, so you can see here as I start to type, the cell spacing is the space between the 2 cells, and the cell padding is just the gap at the top and the bottom, and a little bit on the inner edge. Okay, so as we start to add that in, it won't go too close to the words. You'll see it sort of stop, and then we've got some padding around that. Now, if we were to change the table properties and I was to take off the cell spacing and cell padding, we would see, and the borders, typically put in zeros, you would see that change dramatically in terms of the look and feel. If you want to do a website link, say for example to your website, if you just type in, caps lock was on then, if you just type in your website, it will convert automatically. All right, so let's do 5alc.com.au. That will automatically convert, but if you want to do like a click here, something like that, you can highlight the area, select the link icon, and then type in the URL. So what will happen is it will say click here, but when they click on it, it will take them to the website. Okay, so that is how to create an email template and how to send an email template to a single client or to more than one. One of the things I will point out, if you do send, for example, when I went back into my suggestion of selecting or like an entire family or entire distribution list, when you do go from email all, excluding SMS is my preference and my suggestion to you, Xplan will send one email to each recipient. Okay, if you add yourself as a CC, okay, which you can do, you will actually get, if there's 50 clients, you will get 50 emails because you'll get CC'd into every individual email. And the reason Xplan sends out every individual email is so that something like the syntax can work, because every client will have a different salutation or a different advisor name. So it's important that Xplan sends each email out uniquely. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's training session.